With Keller Williams, Southern Arizona, O'Reilly Chevrolet, Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing, Cox Business, Crest Insurance Group, Recon Auto Detail, First Chiropractic, PGA Tour Superstores, and by Meridian Wealth Management. Wealth well managed, life well lived.
We continue with you here at Wildcats Radio 1290. Arizona wins 38-20. 38-20. Over the San Diego State Aztecs. What a ball game. Arizona's going to start 1-0 to kick off the season. I'm joined, as always, by my Arizona letterman, Kelvin Efon and Glenn Howell. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Let's get after it. Kelvin, your initial thoughts. Arizona wins by 18 on the road. They were a 6-point dog.
Yeah, no, 6-point dog, but we picked them to win this game. Just very exciting from top to bottom. You know, having a great offensive lineman, a great offensive line play. To me, that's what really stood out, that offensive and defensive line. Those guys were aggressive, and they really just set the tone for this game. And then just the quarterback at the receiver, and just all around, I just was happy to be a Wildcat today.
Absolutely. Glenn, give me your initial thoughts.
Well, I tell you, I just love the physicality that we played with tonight, this afternoon. I mean, guys were throwing people around. They were getting after it, running downhill. Linebackers. At first, I was getting a little nervous the first quarter, and they were getting caught up, but they made the adjustments. And started making plays. And I was really excited about what we did. And our DBs, just think about the wide receivers they were supposed to have.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
And they were absolutely not a factor at all.
So we will take your telephone calls. We have open phone lines for you, 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. This year you can send us a text message. Text 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. Text the word RICH along with your name and message, and we'll get your text messages read here. Because, guys, it's been a while. It's been a while since you've been able to say Bear Down, Arizona. I bet you the locker room at Snapdragon Stadium sounds pretty good as they're singing in there right now.
Yeah, it's probably they're probably singing it probably a couple of times. Because, man, you know, let's do it one more time. Let's do it one more time for Tucson. You know,
everybody get a football.
Yeah, everybody gets football today. We're going to talk about this ball game. Like I said, we'll take your telephone calls. We'll have the highlights for you. We welcome everybody that's also watching on WildcatsRadio1290.com and YouTube at Wildcats1290. What was the big thing for you guys? We'll start with Kelvin. What was the big moment where you said, you know what, not only are the Cats in this thing, I think the Cats are going to win this?
I think just seeing the defense being able to get off the field, seeing the defense being able to get some stops, that right there gave me some confidence. And when I saw Cowan get that 17-yard touchdown, that right there just kind of sealed the deal for me. I said, you know what? These guys look different. These guys weren't here. These guys weren't a part of the losing. These guys are a whole different group.
Well, Glenn, you and I spent a lot of time at camp watching practice, and we saw flashes of offense this year, and both you and I said, wait a minute, we didn't see that the last couple of years around the University of Arizona. You saw those flashes of offense, and you really saw them today with Jaden DeLora and Jacob Cowing, who we got to talk about, the newcomer with 3 touchdowns, the hat trick today for the Arizona Wildcats.
I'll tell you what impressed me is that they looked like they knew what they were doing. That's what was the great joy of watching this football team today, is that they knew like they were prepared. They played like they were prepared. They were prepared to play football and do assignment football, and that's exactly what they did today.
Glenn, Kelvin?
Yeah, no, I just thought that they were just aggressive, and these guys were believing in themselves, and they were hungry. They seemed like a group that wanted to have each other's back, and when you want to have each other's back, there's just seems like nothing can stop you when you're playing together like that.
Let's talk a little bit about Jaden DeLora, who got the start today, the Arizona newcomer, transferred in from Washington State. He was everything that was advertised, fellas. Last year in the air raid offense, or whatever they wanted to call it, they're running up in Washington State. He was very effective. In this pro-style offense, you saw him wait. And you saw him read progressions, and you saw him with pre-snap reads that you don't do in that spread offense, and it was a thing of beauty today.
And also, he was great in chaos. That's what he was making throws out of chaos. And I'm sorry. Our guys couldn't have done that last year. They just really couldn't have done that last year. We would have been turnovers, ball thrown away. But Jaden was just like when he was in chaos, he was making the throws.
I think two things. I think they didn't have the time last year. One of the things, because of the offensive line, there were holes all over the place. This offensive line today, Donovan, okay, besides the one in the end zone where he accidentally blocked his own field goal. I mean, his own punt. Yeah. But that offensive line, man, that's a different offensive line. Those guys were covering up guys, giving guys a chance to get downfield. The quarterback had a lot of times. He helped them a couple of times by moving around, escaping. But most of the time, those guys had guys covered up, so you got to give them some credit. So, to me, that's the bigger deal. When you have an offensive and defensive line that can actually make something happen, it opens the door for your skill players.
How impressed were you with the cannon for an arm when he reared back and had to throw a fastball? That was impressive. That was really impressive today, Kelvin.
Yeah, no, this kid is a quarterback, man. He has all the things that you look for in a quarterback at this level. I just love his leadership. I love his poise. He just commands the huddle. He just has that attitude like we're going to win, and that's going to be huge as this teams move forward.
And I love the tight windows he was thrown into.
Yeah,
he was thrown into some really tight windows.
But were they gunslinger, or was he just confidence? Because
no, he was confident.
He
was confident, and he's got the gun, and he can throw it in there. He knows he can throw it in there.
And it was reads. Just like the slant route. A lot of people, you look at that and you say, did he stick that in there? No, he waited till it cleared. Yeah. He cleared the linebacker and he threw it in there. The backside safety made a good, run on the ball and got a good hit on McMillan. But that was just a great timing. McMillan made a good slant, big ball. Hey, this quarterback was balling today.
Absolutely.
And also when you're seeing our guys catching the ball and they're still running.
Because he hit him on stride.
Hit him on stride, get him running. If you can do that, that's what good quarterbacks do. They get you the ball, and you don't have to stop, make an adjustment with your hips. Just go and keep on running. And that's what we're doing today.
And as you talk about the targets that he had, and he had plenty of them today, Singer, I thought, had a real nice game today. And I'm going to mention Dorian with the 6 catches, but it only is eclipsed by Jacob Cowing. 8 receptions, 152 yards. And Kelvin, the hat trick. If I had a hat and I was at San Diego State today, I would have thrown my hat onto the field after that 3rd touchdown. It was a thing of beauty watching him perform today.
Oh, man, that's the thing of beauty, man. And you know how tough that is. Once you get one touchdown, the feeling, you're just overwhelmed, and it's just tough to be able to get another one. So to be able to focus, to not only get 1, but 2, but 3, to me, that is just great. I had that happen twice in my career, and it's just tough to do because you're so happy that you got 1. So to see that this kid in his first game has that type of focus to where, you know what, I'm happy about getting that first touchdown, but I'm not done yet. And he also said that in his interview.
Yeah, I like the fact that he's greedy. He's greedy. Remember, this is a kid who came out of Phoenix, and he didn't have any offers. He walked on at UTEP.
At Maricopa.
At Maricopa. And look where he is right now. I mean, what a day for him.
Do you know where Maricopa is?
I think, well, maybe I don't.
It's not Maricopa County.
No, it's Maricopa out in the middle.
Yeah, out of the middle of, like, when you make a left turn off.
There's some athletes over there. No, they got some athletes over there.
Yeah, they do. Because I was out there for a combine, and you go out there and you make a left-hand turn off the I-10, and you go keep on going. You go, is there people out here? And there was some ballers out there.
Yes,
I mean, you see some kids out there that you probably the coaches don't want to go there.
Yeah, you don't even want to go that way. You're like, is it really? You turn around.
Yeah.
But you're missing out.
Well, all in all, Arizona, how about this yardage-wise? 461 yards today for the Cats versus just 232 for San Diego State. But this is the one that's impressive, guys. What have we talked about?
5 for 5.
5 for 5.
Yeah.
299 through the year, 162 strong yards. In fact, you look at what they did. They cut down penalties. There were only 4, 25 first downs. I mean, just thoroughly great day for the Arizona Wildcats.
But the 5 for 5, Rich, that's money. That 5 for 5.
5 for 5 in the
inside the 20.
Inside the 20 in the red zone.
They emphasized the inside the 20 during camp.
Right, every day we saw that. Every day
we
we're out there, we saw it.
Doing it inside the 20. Let's score. We got to score. So the mentality is there. We just got to continue to get better and better and getting a different selection of plays and going with it.
Get excited, Tucson. We want to hear from you. 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290, or you could text the word RICH, R-I-C-H, to 520-848-1290. I'll read your text messages on the air. I'm going to get your telephone calls, guys, in just a second. But real quick, let's check the best bet of the day.
How did the 1290 crew do today with their best bets? Let's find out how they did in today's pregame show. Today's best bets are brought to you by Desert Diamond Sportsbook, Arizona's best bet.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Arizona was a 6-point underdog of the ball game. They won this thing outright, folks. Remember, they started this thing, Kelvin. They were a 12-point dog when the first line came out. All the money, 80% of the money went over to San Diego State, which brought the line down. But hey, Arizona not only gets this being a 6-point dog, they win this thing outright, fellas.
Oh, yeah, they take care of business right there. They come in and start the season off just right. And, hey, all the Wildcats that made those right bets, they got paid a little bit.
Yeah, they did. They got money.
Absolutely. All right, that's today's best bet on our post-game show, as Arizona's going to end up winning. They're a 6-point dog. They went outright, though, 38-20 over San Diego State.
Our keys to the game are brought to you by the Royal Automotive Group. Royal Automotive, the dealership that is different.
All right, we'll get to our keys to the game in just a little bit as well, but let's start taking some telephone calls. Number for you to join us, 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. Hey, let's start with, he's a stalwart. He's been with us through thick and thin, fellas, for the last couple of years. I can't wait to talk to Paul in Phoenix. You're going to start us off on the postgame show today. Welcome. You're on Wildcats Radio 1290.
Gentlemen, bear down. The keys to the game are you guys, because I thoroughly enjoyed those 4.5 hours before the pregame stuff. That was good stuff, and it got me out of a lot of household chores. How about that?
Hey, that's what we're here for.
Much, man.
But also you harken back. I recognized Calvin back 38 days before U of A, and it was Kelvin Efon Day.
Yeah,
back
he
in
did.
the day.
He called it Kelvin Efon Day.
That propelled us. Now, here's the thing. Right now, the big A, Arizona, we overcame the little a, adversity, in that third quarter. Okay? I loved the way the kids and the coaches responded during that time when I was, as a fan, I'm sitting there going, okay, hold on, boys, hold on. And not only did we overcome it, but it was like, okay, a little blip, we got right past it, and onward. Overall, just a good team effort. By no means does this mean that it's on to great. But isn't it fun?
No, wait a second. Hold on a second. I'm going to correct you here.
Please,
you enjoy each and every win. I know Arizona Wildcat fans are like, okay, this is one, but we got to play the SEC. You know what? The heck with that. Arizona win. They're 1-0. Take this thing, celebrate as much as you want. Wins have been hard to come by here in Tucson. I'm going to take this win. I'm going to party like a rock star. I'm going to enjoy it, and then I'm going to expect another one. What does Jed Fish have? That big sign across the front of the football facility? Expect to win, Paul. Expect to win.
Well, Kelvin and Glenn, you know what? Rich is slapping me right now because he put me in my place the other day when he goes, no, I thought we're going to get down and we're going to come back. And Rich said, nope, we're going to get up early on them, and we're going to get on them. And Rich, 100%, you win that one, my friend. So, gentlemen, again, great job. A shout-out to Brian Jeffries, who got a CBS national shout-out from Brad Nessler. Did you see that?
Yes, I did, because that
was wonderful.
Yeah, that was wonderful. This is the window that CBS usually runs an SEC game, so I always think it's fun when the voice of Alabama football is a friend of mine that I've done games with, Eli Gold, and usually it's always Eli Gold highlight. So it was a little surreal for me to I got Brian Jeffries right there getting the shout-out. So that was pretty cool when they did the play of the game, and Brian got to do the voiceover.
That's great. Gentlemen, bear down again. Thanks for all you guys do, and I'm looking forward to meeting you guys for the first time, hopefully next Saturday.
There you go.
All
we'll be
right,
out there tailgating. Appreciate it, Paul.
Thanks
Thank
a
you
lot.
so
Take care,
much.
guys.
Appreciate
Thank
you, man.
That opens up a phone line for you, 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. Let me grab Howie on line 3. Howie, welcome. Arizona wins today, 38-20. Let's celebrate. Bear down. You're on Wildcats Radio 1290.
Hey, how you guys doing?
What's up, Howie?
Hey, it's another year, Glenn.
In
Kelvin.
Oregon, you guys must be pretty down up there right now.
Yeah, there's going to be some sad ducks, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know. We're going to get through the scoreboard just a little bit, but, yeah, that wasn't a great performance out of Oregon. But, hey, the Cats took care of business for the Pac-12 on their end of the bargain.
Oh, yeah. You know, I think for once the television guys got something right. I don't know if you guys, were watching it or caught it, but one of the guys said, it's not personal, it's personnel.
Yep. Yeah.
And that sums it up. I mean, it's like a different team out there. And another thing, and this kind of ties into it for me, is like when this transfer portal thing came out, I wasn't crazy about it. But, the more I think about it, and when I saw this game, I think it's going to help teams like Arizona out a lot because there's, as you guys know, there's tons of high school football players out there that are pretty good, and the powerhouses can only take X amount of players, and play them. And I think Arizona's going to benefit like they did today with Cowing and Delora and some of those other guys immensely from this thing.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. But if you look around the country, I mean, you look at most Kyler Murray, the Heisman Trophy winners, all these guys they transferred. The quarterback right now, what's that in Cincinnati?
Yeah.
All these guys.
Joe Burrows.
Joe Burrows. All these guys are transfers. It always has been like this. But I think I think the stigma
about the
around
game, I thought it was great. I mean. Yeah, it was. I thought it was.
Oh yeah, no, it's huge. It's huge. We always had transfers and everything like that. So no, it's great to see these guys having opportunities, to go and improve themselves in other places.
Now, Kelvin, you know me. I'm old school. I'm a grumpy old man. I don't like all this new school stuff. But you did point out something. The one benefit that you have here is for kids that lose their jobs or things don't go their way. As you talk about it from a player's perspective, if I went to go play for, let's say, Nick Rolovich, and all of a sudden he's out, do I get stuck having to play for the new coach? Maybe he's going to do something different. Maybe he's going to do something like bring in his own player, which is what they did up in Washington State. So the portal allows Jaden Delora to come down to Arizona. If not, Jaden Delora would be sitting behind Cam Ward up in Washington State, and Arizona wouldn't be able to find a kid. You only get 4 years of eligibility is the way you explained it to me this last year, and it makes sense.
And
yeah, you know what? Yeah, and also it gives a chance for these kids to move to a bigger, more high-profile market. Like Cowing gets to get out of El Paso, which isn't a bad town. I've been in it many times. And Delora gets to get out of Pullman. I've been there. I've been on that campus. It's in the middle of nowhere. And it gets them into Tucson and the Phoenix area where it's the visibility is a lot
there's also
better.
a flip side to that. The flip side to that is you have kids that maybe got over-recruited and they end up in a big-time Power 5 school. They don't get an opportunity to play, and you could drop back out. I was watching the West Virginia Pitt game the other day, guys, and there are two former USC quarterbacks. One was at West Virginia, one was at Pitt.
Right. No,
Yeah, well, we got that guy Eccles who went to USC,
Right.
and got injured or wasn't playing a lot. And I think if he stays healthy, he's going to be dynamite.
Oh, he's a dandy.
You know?
He's absolutely a dandy. Hey, I appreciate the call, Howie. Thank you so much, Bear Down. We'll take a lot more of your telephone calls, and we'll check text messages as well. 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290. The number for you, join us. You can also use that to text us. Text the word RICH to 520-848-1290. We'll start looking at the highlights and more of your telephone calls all coming up. Arizona wins 38-20 over San Diego State. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
Bear down, Wildcats fans. This is the Rich Herrera Radio Show. Now streaming on Facebook Live and YouTube at Wildcats 1290 and our website, wildcatsradio1290.com.
Terry crosses middle, handed to Mathurin between the rings. Over for Krisa. Checked by Campbell. High screen from Koloko. Krisa around it, drives right. Throw it for Koloko, who slams it down for two. Lamb set. And the pitch to Susak, driven out towards right field. That is going to get down for a base hit and go all the way to the wall. Casagrande headed for third. They're going to wave him around. He's coming home, and the Wildcats have tied it up. Susak with an RBI double to right center. And we're still playing ball. Tied at 16 in the bottom of the 10th. Shot blocked by Koloko, who grabs it out of the air. Ahead to Dalen Terry, Arizona with the ball, minute 30 to go, and a 6-point lead. Juzang working right, drives to the bucket, put up, blocked by Koloko, grabbed by Larson. Arizona ball, 38 seconds left. For Bernard, goes right, blocked by Ballo, grabbed by Mathurin. Arizona ball, 22 seconds left. Campbell down for the Bruins, throw it out to Riley. He'll shoot the three, blocked again by Koloko. Ballo grabs it, it's over. Championship to Tucson.
Hey, sports fans, it's Rich Herrera. Thank you so much for tuning into our stream. We'll be back in just a bit. Until then, how about some Arizona Wildcat highlights?
Fourth down and less than a yard. Trojans will go for it in a tie game. Slovis out of the shotgun. Step to his left. Step the handoff. It is good. Backfield and drop. No gain. Loss on the play. Cats take over.
That's a huge play by Arizona. Explosive play in the backfield that time.
Shot blocked by Koloko, who grabs it out of the air. Ahead to Dalen Terry, Arizona with the ball, minute 30 to go, and a 6-point lead. Juzang working right, drives to the bucket, put up, blocked by Koloko, grabbed by Larson. Arizona ball, 38 seconds left. For Bernard, goes right, blocked by Ballo, grabbed by Mathurin. Arizona ball, 22 seconds left. Campbell down for the Bruins, throw it out to Riley. He'll shoot the three, blocked again by Koloko. Ballo grabs it, it's over. Championship to Tucson. Dalen Terry quickly the other way, out to Tabellas, down the lane to throw it down with the left hand. Look out. The locomotive slams it home.
Hey, sports fans, it's Rich Herrera. Show will be back in just a little bit. Thanks for tuning into our stream. Until then, how about some great moments from the University of Arizona Wildcats?
Fourth down and 2, Arizona. Down 14-0. Wildcats on fourth down this year are 12 of 20. Offset backfield. Plummer to throw the ball, looking, throwing towards the back of the end zone, and it's hot! Touchdown, Arizona! Oh, did they need that? My goodness, Booby Curry had to leap in the air to take the ball over the top of the defender, and the Cats are on the field. ASU with the ball, down by 11, 3 have to go, steal by Koloko. He's going to drive the other way and slam it home, and foul by Lawrence.
Why Lawrence contested the big man, Christian Koloko, with defensive steal and flush.
Lawrence picks up his third foul. Big guys love to play point guard. Koloko looked like one driving down that was from midcourt. 3-point lead again for TCU. Down to 30 seconds left. Mathurin with the ball for the Wildcats. Mathurin around a Koloko screen, picked up by Lampkin. Go outside for Koloko, feed it to Terry, right corner. Terry can't go baseline, circles back out top to Mathurin. 10 to shoot, 16 left in the ballgame. Mathurin, 3 balls straight away, good!
That's a huge shot for Ben Mathurin in Arizona. Timeout TCU. This ball game is knotted up.
12.6 seconds to go. Ben Mathurin drains a deep 3 from straight away. He's got 24 points, and we're all even.
Hey, sports fans, this is Rich Herrera. Thanks so much for tuning into our stream. Back in just a bit. Until then, how about some highlights from the University of Arizona?
McLeod's going to line up under center. Wiley.
Bear down, Wildcats fans. This is the Meridian Wealth Management postgame show on Wildcats Radio 1290. Brought to you by Meridian Wealth Management. Wealth well managed, life well lived. This is the home of the Arizona Wildcats. Wildcats Radio 1290.
We might have to change that to the home of the 1-0 Arizona Wildcats. Arizona wins today, folks. Arizona wins today. Arizona wins 38-20 over. I'm getting choked up here. over San Diego State, guys. And I know Jed was like, hey, it's just a win. We had Paul call up, it's just a win. I'm not going there. You know what? You take every win and you celebrate it for at least a half hour. A loss, you worry about it for 15 minutes, you move on. But on this one, for Arizona, this football program, guys, I'm taking this and I'm running with it. I'm going to celebrate this win, and I'm going to celebrate this win for a while because they're starting off, guys, on the right foot. They're starting off on the right foot. First game out, they're singing Arizona, Bear Down, Arizona. They get a chance to taste a little bit of victory. And you know what? Once you get that first taste, you guys both know it is an insatiable appetite once you learn what success is all about.
Yeah, I think that's true. You celebrate it, but I think that you know, good coaches with.
This is the Rich Herrera Radio Show. Now streaming on Facebook Live and YouTube at Wildcats 1290 and our website, wildcatsradio1290.com.
Terry crosses middle, handed to Matherin between the rings. Over for Creasa. Checked by Campbell. High screen from Koloko. Creasa around it, drives right. Throw it for Koloko.
You know, are you getting 3 to 4 yards on your first down? Are you run the right proper routes and things like that to getting on the guys and really tighten the screws on them to make sure they understand. So then after that, then you start playing freely because you correct all your mistakes and then you start playing freely and then that's when the wins start coming.
Yeah, we used to call those efforts.
Yep.
Right? After every game, you get to go back and watch the film, and you would get an effort for every time that you made a mistake, mental mistake or a physical mistake, and then you would have to, the whole team would do up, downs, and whatnot. So, no, I just think that when you get a win like that, it's a confidence builder.
Yes, that's there.
It's a confidence builder. It makes you all, they can't wait to get back to the town and go out on the town.
Yeah.
Oh, go have a little bit of fun. It's a lot of freshmen, so don't let them in nowhere. Don't let those guys in nowhere. Send them back to the dorm, right?
They can walk up and down university,
but they can walk up and down university.
Yeah,
right?
they can go get a slice of pizza.
But enjoy that feeling of being a winner. I used to love to go feel it.
Yeah,
I used to have to after a win. I used to have to go walk around,
go to the spot.
Just feel it. I couldn't wait to get to class.
Yeah,
right. Oh man, walking on campus and everything like that. So it's just different when you have that win under your belt.
If you're somebody like Dorian Singer,
man.
Right. Mm-hmm. So last year you were here, you walked on, you earned your scholarship, and you had a pretty good season on a bad football team. Mm-hmm. And both of you told me what it's like when you go back to class and people go, "Hey, listen, those guys over there, they lost."
Yeah.
Now they're going to walk into class on Tuesday because Monday's Labor Day. They're going to walk in like, hey, I saw you play. Way to go, man. Yeah. How good is that going to make you feel?
It's going to make you feel real good. But all the leaders on the team, you're supposed to grab them together. You know what you tell them? You say, hey, guys, don't accept those pats on the back. Don't accept those pats on the back.
Rat poison.
It's a setup. It's a setup for a kick in the rear end. Right? Because as soon as you lose, it's going to be the same people that like, I knew they were terrible. I knew that was luck.
Look at that
right?
Kelvin.
So all the leaders going to get around and say, hey, when they pat you on the back, and you just tell them, hey, we have more work to do.
Yep.
We're
not done.
We're locked in.
Yep. We're
right?
not done.
Right? Because they're not happy with one win. That's a great start. The leader's going to tell them, the coaches, everybody's going to tell them that's a great start. Way to get started. But hey, guys, we got a lot more work to do. We won one game last year too.
Yeah, and that's where my point is that when you get a win, you got to really scrutinize and look at the small little things and break it down. You break it down. You
enjoy the win today,
and you
enjoy
win
the win
today.
today.
Every day you get better. You get better every single day, and every single guy should be doing that every single practice. And then the accountability comes in. Kelvin, is when guys start feeling good about themselves, and then they're not doing good in practice. That's when the accountability comes in. The coaches shouldn't be able to do that.
Right.
That's what
has to be player-led.
Captains, the players, that's what we do. Seniors, we go at it and we get on them and say, hey, man, we got to practice better.
Identify it, yeah. And what I wanted to say is this. The biggest thing that I love is that you look up and down this sheet, whether you look at the running backs, you look at the receivers, it's a lot of guys that made plays. Yeah. So the best motivator is that there's other guys that can get the job done. So you're going to have to pick your game up because if you don't, it's some other guys that can take care of business. So,
how about in that running back room?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. In both of those groups, man. I mean, and even at quarterback, the things that he did is great. But I've seen Jordan McLeod do similar stuff. You know, I've seen Noah Fafita do the same type of stuff in high school, right? I've seen his buddy out there making plays, so I know he's hungry, and he's going to be studying even more. But that competition of knowing that other guys are right behind you that want some playing time and want your spot, that keeps you going, and that keeps you fired up too.
All right. I'm sorry, go ahead.
And I was going to say, it's great that we haven't had in a long time, and I tweeted this out the other day, is that we haven't had a competition in a long time on the positions. A lot of guys were really comfortable because they weren't getting pushed. Every single position is getting pushed. So that is a good thing. That's an advancement in our program, and that's the first step in our program is to have competition at every single position.
All right, let's get to the highlights. And again, we'll take your telephone calls, 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. So San Diego State gets the ball first. And, you know, in baseball, they just go, well, let's see how we can tell how the season's going to go by the very first pitch of the new season. So I'm going to throw that out here as a baseball guy as we're talking football. This sets the tone, the very first play of the season. How about Hunter Echols just blowing it up and getting it done for the Arizona Wildcats on defense?
Lone man back, and that's Burmeister working out of the shotgun. Trips left, 2 men to the right. Aztecs moving left to right from their own 21 to get things started. First snap, Burmeister looking for the draw, hit in the backfield, and he is going to be sacked. The Wildcats greeting him, busting through that line. Hunter Echols, the transfer from USC.
Hunter Echols sets the tone early, guys, and you know what? I wanted to see San Diego State's a big bruising bully ball team. We talked about it, Kelvin. We wanted to see if Arizona was going to play some bully ball and take it to them physically.
You know what? It was great to see. As I said earlier, you need your veterans to set the tone. This is a fifth-year senior. This is a guy that has experience. He came out and made a play, and that make your younger guys more comfortable, and they seem to follow right behind and make the same type of plays.
And hey, we got in the ring and we rushed right to the middle of the ring and started punching, and I love it. And we kept on punching for 4 quarters, and that's what we wanted to do. We talked about that in the beginning of the game, the pregame, that we had to be physical, and that's exactly what we were.
So Arizona gets the ball after a punt as San Diego State goes 3 and out, and they start running the ball and running the ball and running the ball. It's a lot of Wiley. It's a lot of DJ Williams. It's a lot of great stuff for the Arizona Wildcats. Jaden DeLaura finds a tight end, which you have to jump up and down, a 10-yard completion. He finds DJ Williams for a 9-yard completion, and Arizona just keeps moving the ball down the field, guys, in a nice, orderly manner. And San Diego State's kind of back on their heels in this first drive.
Absolutely. They didn't know what they were going to get. They didn't know if they were going to try to pass the ball, run the ball. And I loved the way DeLaura was just commanding that offense.
Yeah.
Just going in there and had a little swag on him, and he was just doing a great job, I thought.
Hey, and I got to take my hats off to Coach Fish, man. I thought he called, especially at the beginning of the game, I thought he called a beautiful game. He got his quarterback comfortable. He got his run game going. He got his big guys comfortable. He let them come off the ball and let them hit some people a little bit to slow down that pass rush. I just got to give him a hats off to the way that he called the offense.
You had a great play on 3rd and 12, a crossing route to Jacob Cowing, which was good for 25 yards. Arizona gets the ball down into the red zone. They end up going for the field goal on the 9-yard line and punch it in for the first score of the season.
Tyler Loop in for the field goal attempt. Sophomore out of Lucas, Texas, 12 for 12 in field goals. This will be a 25-yarder inside the left hash. Kick is up, and the kick is good. And the Cats are on the board.
All right, Cats on the board first, 3-0, guys. How'd you feel?
I was a little disappointed we didn't score a touchdown.
All right, that went through my mind after all the red zone.
You know how we were talking about the things you got to look at. When you make a win, we still got to get the plays in a little faster. We still have to get the plays in. They got to be in on time, so we don't have to burn a timeout or we don't look rushed. I think we still got to work on that.
And I'll say in the Pac-12, you got to get 7s instead of 3s. And I think Fish used to make a point of that last year.
Right.
And that's one he can definitely point out to the guys that's something
you got
we
down to the 9 and couldn't punch it in. Anyway, Arizona takes the early 3-0 lead. San Diego State gets the ball back. They're going to end up going 3 and out because of Hunter Echols with this pressure on the quarterback. And then, boom, Arizona returns the favor from last year, and they block a punt.
And it'll be 4th down.
Hunter Echols is wreaking havoc right now in San Diego State's offensive front. They've had no answer for him thus far. He has lived in the backfield, and that should have been another sack. He just, for some reason, he launched himself kind of high, but great pressure from Arizona's defensive front, led by Hunter Echols.
So here is Jack Browning to punt. This is his first punt as an Aztec. Pressure, it's blocked. Ball is loose. And the Wildcats, all they have to do is fall on it. They'll let it roll dead. They'll take it at the San Diego State 40-yard line. 1st and 10, Arizona.
All right, Arizona with the special team. We talked about it, guys. Jordan Paopao in charge of special teams this year. And how about that? Arizona returns a favor because you remember last year, San Diego State with the punt block that was crucial in the first quarter of the ball game.
I think, I don't know if I would like to ask Paopao if they knew that's this guy's first punt of his career, and they went and rushed him. I thought that was a great move.
Because I had talked about it, Mike Costa, who had come on the show with me during the week, he's the sideline reporter for San Diego State, and he pointed out Arizona had an experienced kicking game. San Diego State did not, and it pays off right there for the Cats as they block that punt. So Arizona gets the ball back after Speedy Luke bounces out on a 5-yard run. You get Jaden DeLauro with the completion. DJ Williams, will see plenty of him running for 4 yards. Then Coleman picks up 3. Then Jaden to Cowing for a first down. And then Jaden to Wiley for a little bit. And then Jaden DeLauro delivers the touchdown, the first of 3 to Cowing on the day for a 17-yard strike.
2nd down and 8 at the Aztec 17-yard line. Cowing in motion left to right. DeLore out of the shotgun. He will take the snap, straight back to throw. Fires it right side. Wide open is Cowing inside the 10 to the 5. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona.
Jacob Cowing on the flat route. DeLore once again putting it right on him, and DeLore takes it right into the end zone. Arizona goes up by 10.
That was pretty. And not just that play, the drive, but that play to find Cowing again. That experience by both quarterback and wide receiver, looking like they've been playing together for a long time.
He throws that ball a little bit behind him. He doesn't score.
Right.
As a perfect pass where he can continue to make his move and get around the corner and get in the touchdown. That's precision passing.
Yeah, and I tweeted out earlier, when I seen him make that play, I said, that looks like Dennis Northcutt right there. I mean, just the way that he turned that corner and leaned around that corner. A lot of guys would have ran out of bounds right there. He was able to turn that corner and get around without running out of bounds. That was very athletic. I seen him do it a couple more times, but this guy's something else.
You know, I failed to mention this on the first drive for the Arizona Wildcats. It was 16 plays. I'm sorry, it's our first pregame show. We got to turn our phones off. My phone's blowing up with people like Arizona won. Holy cow! The first drive of the season was a 16-play drive, 66 yards, took 5:35. This one, Kelvin, 7 plays, 40 yards, 2:59 was taken off the clock. But the fact that these are sustained drives, these aren't just little quick hits right here or long passes. This is the offense moving down the field.
Yeah, the offense is setting up the plays. They're setting up the run. They're coming back and finding the open gaps in the zone, or whether or not they're playing against a man. So they're just really picking their spots.
San Diego State finds themselves down 10-0 with 3:19 left in the first quarter. The next possession, they run the ball a little bit. They start trying to figure out how to get Burmeister into the ball. They get Bird running. They start running some quarterback keepers, trying to keep this ball game close. They get down 4th and 13 and end up having to kick a field goal to make it a 10-3 game.
Browning will come in to attempt the field goal. This will be his first attempt as an Aztec. From 34, it's good. Make that 44, it's good. For Browning, and the Aztecs are on the board.
All right, So we talk about getting in the red zone. We talk about Johnny Nance's defense. Bend, don't break, guys. The fact that they let them down into the red zone, but they get Burmeister for a blitz and a sack. Colby Cage puts huge pressure on Burmeister to set up Arizona, forcing them into that field goal. I'm real happy with the way that the defense performed right there, putting pressure on Burmeister. We made such a big deal about how good he was. They ended up knocking him out of the ball game.
Yeah. Anytime that you can hold a team to a field goal and they're in position to get a touchdown, that's a win. And so I thought the guys did a good job right there. Offense is going to get down there in the red zone, and when they get there, you got to be able to hold them to a field goal. So that was great ball right there.
Yeah, and I think that's our defense looked sound.
Yeah.
I mean, they really
Harris. You see Harris?
Yeah,
Harris was putting some booms.
Yeah.
He basically knocked out the quarterback Brewmeister when he fell down on top of him and hurt his shoulder.
But look at the difference between Harris last year and this year.
Yeah.
Last year we talked about it. Harris wasn't able to set the edge, wasn't able to plant his feet. He did that today, and he did that well.
He looked athletic. He looked aggressive, and he was coming, and he looked explosive. That's what I liked about what I saw.
And these
today.
tackles played last year against them. These are the same tackles that played against them last year.
And we talked about how experienced and how big this offensive line for San Diego State was, and that was one of the things that we were concerned about before the ball game. No concern because Harris and the rest of those fellas stood tall in the saddle, and you didn't see San Diego get huge pushes on the offensive line.
Yeah, I think they did excellent. I think our guys up front, we have to understand that it's got to be a continuing progression of them getting better and better every day. And next week we're going to see some bigger guys, just as big as the ones that we saw this week, if not bigger. So we have to be able to take that as a challenge, and we got to play with a chip on our shoulder all season long.
Absolutely. All right, Arizona gets the ball back, and this one was just beautiful. This is where you really see, Kelvin, Jaden Delora starting to feel comfortable in this offense. I was really impressed with the way he went through his progressions, 1, 2, and got rid of the ball quick.
Yeah, and the way he used his shoulder to look, he looked it off by looking at Cowan.
Right.
Cowan had been having a good half. He used his shoulders to turn and look him off. Then he comes back to T-back, coming across the middle right there. Great play right there. Beautiful timing. Just showing you the sharpness of our quarterback.
In fact, it was an 8-play drive, 75 yards, and it culminated with this. Hey, Tetaroa McMillan, welcome to the Arizona Wildcats.
And Delora now checks the defense. Takes the snap out of the gun, straight back to throw, looking left, fires over the middle, caught in the end zone. Did he hang on? Yes, touchdown Arizona.
Slant route to Tetaroa McMillan in the back of the end zone. He catches it in between two defenders. Spectacular catch. Spectacular throw by Delora.
T-Mac with his first touchdown as a Wildcat. 16-3 Arizona. We had a great view of that, Lamont. You talk about threading the needle.
He thread the needle.
I thought that was beautiful. I thought that was a beautiful call by Fish, first of all, because for this to be our top recruit, this is what you brought him in for, this opportunity around the goal line to use his size. And for him to be committed to that, he reminded me a lot of an NFL coach right there, because he went to his advantage right there, and that's what I love to see. So that's another one I'm gonna give the Fish right there.
Yeah, and I think that going to T-Mac and then him catching that ball in traffic and getting hit.
Oh, yeah,
right.
And getting hit, getting up, and then he was hurt when he got hit.
Oh, he got smacked.
Got up.
Welcome to the Pacific Club Conference,
and then
kid.
he got up, and then he said, "All right, let's go. I give you." Then he walked off, and then he said, "Oh man, this is a little worse than I thought."
Yeah.
Well, he said this. He said this during camp one day when we got a chance to meet with him. We talked about the difference between the Trinity League, the best high school league in all of California, not the world, Kelvin, because I'm reserving Texas out there because CY might be listening, right? I'm not going to give that to you, but I'll give it to Christian Young because he reminds me that Texas football is the best.
No, great.
Is that why you like him?
Oh, no, yeah, he's another.
I just like him because he's a great guy.
Hey, and Dalton Johnson.
Yeah.
Hey,
Okay, so we got to talk about that too, right?
Yes, sir.
He had a heck of a game on special teams.
Yeah, he did. But the nice part is, again, T-Mac's there. They're not that far away from Servite, from Orange County. I bet they had lots of folks over there watching him. It was a great moment for him. His very first of many, many catches he's going to have in college, guys.
Yeah, beautiful catch, man. I mean, that's one you're going to put in your highlight tape forever. Beautiful ball by Delora, and the offensive line again just held up and just gave him room to get that ball over the top.
So it was hot out there in San Diego. If you watched the ball game, it looked like everybody had left. By the fourth quarter, they did. But halfway through the first quarter and about halftime, from what I'm being told, is everybody was in the concourse. There's a bunch of bars and restaurants in there, and they all were sitting in the bars and the restaurants and in the concourse trying to find shade. So if you watch the ball game, that's why it looked like there were so many empty seats. They were just looking for shade all day long.
I just couldn't believe that they didn't sell that thing out. $35,000, that's all.
Yeah, but the tickets were like $182. The tickets were expensive.
They should. San Diego State I think they made a mistake. They should have had all the tickets for like $25.
Yeah. Well, but one of the things if you have a stadium that's small, that means you got to end up getting the revenue. And I remember when I was there when they were breaking ground, they said the tickets are going to be a little bit more expensive because we're going to have to maximize these tickets because there's not a lot of them.
Yeah, but if people don't get the experience, you know,
hey, listen, I'm just worried about selling out Arizona Stadium next week. That's what I'm worried about.
Still a lot.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so let's get back after it. Arizona will, San Diego State will have the ball next after an incomplete pass. Rutherford with a great job defending on 1st and 10 on the next possession. No gain. Roberts with a great tackle on Chance over there. And Arizona again flexing, putting pass pressure incomplete. It was tipped at the line, forcing San Diego State to go 4 and out, which they did an awful lot. Arizona gets the ball. And this is the part where I wanted to see how the team would react to adversity. After Coleman picks up 3 yards to start the drive over there, a pass and a fumble gives San Diego State an opportunity to get back into this ball game. You're like, oh boy, my gosh, we wanted to start strong. We got up on them, we're ahead of them, but now San Diego State has an opportunity to get back into this ball game. This is a little bit of adversity. I wanted to see how the Cats were going to react, Len.
We didn't flinch.
No,
we didn't flinch. We got back on the horse. We said, this is what we got to do. We got to start running the ball. We started moving the ball down the field, and they didn't flinch. That was feeling comforting for me because I thought, oh, here we go. Are they going to go back on that? Oh, here we go. It's going to be turning around. We're going to get back on the loop. Nah, they were determined to win this game, and they showed it by their actions, by returning and coming back strong.
Yeah, I mean, and that's before he even scored the touchdown, right? I mean, you're just saying with the fumble itself.
What's going to happen?
Yeah, no, and the guys just stayed together. I mean, right there, that's simple. Said is done. They just stayed together, regardless of if the team scores or what happens. There are going to be different obstacles in a game, and you just got to just stick together until the clock goes off.
Well, let me also throw this out at you. One of the leaders on this football team in the short time that he's been here is Hunter Echols. Again, the senior transfer from USC. He actually leaves the ball game to go back in the locker room as he was getting medical attention for most of the ball game. So now you have Echols out. You have San Diego State. The fans are starting to feel it. They're starting to get into it. San Diego State ends up driving, and on a 50-50 ball, they come up with the touchdown.
Burmeister out of the gun. He will take the snap. Short drop, looking right, throwing fade corner. Ball is caught. Touchdown, San Diego State. Tyrell Shavers.
All right, so Shavers with the touchdown right there. Now all of a sudden, it's 17-10 right there. So you're like, oh boy, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? Well, how about this? Arizona's going to come back, and it's Jaden Delora leading Jacob Cowing. Again, Arizona just gets after it after a pick. They end up getting back into this ball game. How about Cowing with the second catch of the day?
Ball at the 4. Delora out of the shotgun. Got Williams to his left in the backfield. Long snap count here. Plenty of time on the play clock. Delora will take the snap. Backpedaling, fires far side. It's caught out there. There's Cowing into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. Jacob Cowing wide open. Turned the corner. In for 6. What an answer for the Cats.
Delora playing beautifully again. Jacob Cowing just in the flats that time. Delora drops back, puts the ball right on him, and Cowing just outran. He just outran the defender to the end zone.
There you go, 24-10, Arizona leading at this point, almost at the half. In fact, San Diego State's going to take a knee, finish off the first half of the ball game down 24-10.
Yeah, what I liked, Shavers, when he caught that touchdown, he stood over our guy, And he looked at him.
Rutherford.
And he looked at him, and he was like, he didn't catch another ball.
No.
He didn't catch another ball. He didn't catch another ball. He was shut down. Those receivers were shut down. The spigot was turned off. Those guys, and that's our DBs. I think
and that's where we showed some dog today.
I really like the dog in them.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's really what I like. I said, man, is this guy gonna retaliate and not let those guys? That guy didn't catch another ball. He had one catch. Not
the rest of the day. All right, we're going to get to the second half highlights coming up. We'll take your telephone calls, 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. Arizona's a big winner today. Arizona wins, beating San Diego State. They ruined the opening of Snapdragon Stadium for the home team. Arizona comes away with the win 38-20. We'll continue with you. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
This hour of the Meridian Wealth Management. This is the Rich Herrera Radio Show. Now streaming on Facebook Live and YouTube at Wildcats 1290 and our website, wildcatsradio1290.com.
Terry crosses middle, handed to Mathurin between the rings. Over for Creasa. Checked by Campbell. High screen from Koloko. Creasa around it, drives right. Throw it for Koloko, who slams it down for two. Lamb set. And the pitch to Susak, driven out towards right field. That is going to get down for a base hit and go all the way to the wall. Casagrande headed for third. They're going to wave him around. He's coming home, and the Wildcats have tied it up. Susak with an RBI double to right center. And we're still playing ball. Tied at 16 in the bottom of the 10th. Shot blocked by Koloko, who grabs it out of the air. Ahead to Dalen Terry. Arizona with the ball, minute 30 to go, and a 6-point lead. Juzang working right, drives to the bucket, put up, blocked by Koloko, grabbed by Larson. Arizona ball, 38 seconds left. For Bernard, goes right, blocked by Ballo, grabbed by Mathurin. Arizona ball, 22 seconds left. Campbell down for the Bruins. Throw it out to Riley. He'll shoot the three. Blocked again by Koloko. Ballo grabs it. It's over. Championship to Tucson.
Hey, sports fans, it's Rich Herrera. Thank you so much for tuning into our stream. We'll be back in just a bit. Until then, how about some Arizona Wildcat highlights?
Fourth down and less than a yard. Trojans will go for it in a tie game. Slovis out of the shotgun. Step to his left. Step the handoff. Into the backfield and drop. No gain, loss on the play. Cats take over.
That's a huge play by Arizona. Explosive play in the backfield that time.
Shot blocked by Koloko, who grabs it out of the air. Ahead to Dalen Terry. Arizona with the ball, minute 30 to go, and a 6-point lead. Juzang working right, drives to the bucket, put up, blocked by Koloko, grabbed by Larson. Arizona ball, 38 seconds left. For Bernard, goes right, blocked by Ballo, grabbed by Mathurin. Arizona ball, 22 seconds left. Campbell down for the Bruins. Throw it out to Riley. He'll shoot the three. Blocked again by Koloko. Ballo grabs it. It's over. Championship to Tucson. Dalen Terry quickly the other way. Out to Tabellas. Down the lane to throw it down with the left hand. Look out. The locomotive slams it home.
Hey, sports fans, it's Rich Herrera. Show will be back in just a little bit. Thanks for tuning into our stream. Until then, how about some great moments from the University of Arizona Wildcats?
Fourth down and 2, Arizona. Down 14-0. Wildcats on fourth down this year are 12 of 20. Offset backfield. Plummer to throw the ball, looking, throwing towards the back of the end zone, and it's caught. Touchdown, Arizona. Oh, did they need that? My goodness. Booby Curry had to leap in the air to take the ball over the top of the defender, and the Cats are on the field. ASU with the ball. Down by 11. So they have to go. Steal by Koloko. He's going to drive the other way and slam it home. And foul by Lawrence.
Why Lawrence contested the big man. Christian Koloko with defensive steal and flush.
Lawrence picks up his third foul. Big guys love to play point guard. Koloko looked like what, driving down that was from mid-court. 3-point lead again for TCU. Down to 30 seconds left. Mathurin with the ball for the Wildcats. Mathurin around a Koloko screen, picked up by Lampkin. Go outside for Koloko. Feed it to Terry, right corner. Terry can't go baseline. Circles back out top to Mathurin. 10 to shoot. 16 left in the ballgame. Mathurin, 3 balls straight away. Good!
We're tied. Huge shot for Ben Mathurin in Arizona. Timeout TCU. This ball game is knotted up.
12.6 seconds to go. Ben Mathurin drains a deep three from straight away. He's got 24 points, and we're all even.
Hey, sports fans, this is Rich Herrera. Thanks so much for tuning into our stream. Back in just a bit. Until then, how about some highlights from the University of Arizona?
McLeod's going to line up under center. Wiley, the running back. Receiver either side. Two tight ends. Oregon, five-man front. They shift. Play fake, rolling right. McLeod looking to throw. Going deep, down, trying to find Berryhill. Makes the catch inside the 25-yard line. Still loose inside the 15. First down, Arizona.
What a play by McLeod. He was smacked, but he had the presence of mind to know where Berryhill was. He threw the ball. He underthrew the ball, and Berryhill was looking back at it and made a great play on the ball. An amazing play by Jordan McLeod.
Brown will take the snap a yard deep in the end zone. Straight back to throw. Has some time. Steps out in the pocket. The Wildcats have got him for a safety. Second safety, Arizona.
With those of you that have been watching on WildcatsRadio1290.com and on YouTube, thank you so much for joining us as well at Wildcats1290. We will broadcast on both our pre- and post-game shows all season long, guys.
Oh, no, beautiful, man. Excited about that. It's fun.
Yeah, it is.
All right, let's we'll continue getting your telephone calls as well, but let's get to the rest of the highlights in our postgame show, because as Arizona goes up in the half, what do you guys think as Arizona sits there with the lead at the half?
Oh, I'm feeling good. I'm like, this is a good thing. Those guys must be feeling really good. Mm-hmm. They just got to make some adjustments and then tighten up the screws on them.
Yeah, I'm thinking the same. I'm feeling like, hey, they're up 14. They got a little room right there. So you're looking at it like it's 14-0 right now. So all you got to do is come out here and maintain, run the ball, get some stops, and you can get home.
All right, let's take a look at some of the other plays in the ball game. How about this? Arizona gets the ball to start the second half. It is a DJ Williams starts with a run for no gain, then a pass to Cowing for 10 yards. Speedy Luke with a nice little 3-yard run. And then one of the plays of the game, Jaden DeLora finds T-Mac for this 37-yard reception.
Luke in motion right to left. DeLora under center. Play fake back to throw. Here comes the pressure. Gets away. Sets it up. Firing deep downfield. Trying to find McMillan, who's hit in the back. He may have made the catch. And there's a penalty flag as well. Count the catch all the way down to the Aztec 25. McMillan was interfered with before the catch. He fought off the defender and still pulled it in.
That's what's great about Tetero McMillan. He's got incredible concentration.
37 yards on the completion. Then Jaden DeLora follows it up. 1st and 10 of the 25. Bang, he finds Cowing for his 3rd score of the day.
Wiley in as the setback to the right of DeLora, working out of the shotgun. Trips left, single man right. That is the tight end, McLaughlin. Back to throw, DeLora looking downfield, throws to the end zone, caught, touchdown Arizona. Jacob Cowing, he's got the hat trick. Beat the defense with that speed. Cats on the board again.
DeLora just drops it in a bucket right over the left-hand corner of Jacob Cowing. What a beautiful pass. I mean, you can't throw it any better than that, right down the middle of the field. Great play by Arizona once again. Jaden DeLora just attacking this defense from the middle of the field.
Jacob Cowing caught 7 touchdowns passes last season at UTEP. He's got 3 today.
Yeah, the way that he set that play up, though, he faked like he was going to run across the field.
Right.
The linebacker bid on it. The quarterback turned his shoulders like he was going to go across the field, too. Then he took off down the field, and he just threw a BB right over the top. The guy caught the ball. The ball was right on him. Beautiful play. These guys are going to have DBs and defensive coordinators up all night long trying to figure out how to stop them, which is only going to open up that run game and open up opportunities for some of these other receivers.
And you could tell those guys have been working together, DeLora and Cowing.
Yeah. They came here on a mission.
He knew he was going to make that jute.
Yeah.
He was going to make that inside, get that guy turned,
the stab,
and then bam, he was gone. So that's the kind of thing the technician, and that's coaching too. That's coaching. That's those guys coaching them up, wide receiver coach coaching them up, telling them what they.
That's Kevin Cummings. That's Jimmy Doherty working on the passing game.
Trying to make those guys better athletes, better players.
And the play design.
And the
because
play,
to be able to get Cowing on a linebacker right there, what defensive coordinator, what job
do
you
that.
got that you end up, but that was play design.
Yeah.
You put 2 receivers over there. You had a couple guys. You had Singer, and I think you had McMillan over there, so you got to put 2 guys. And now, and before you know it, you got Cowing right there in the slot, so you got Trips over there, and your linebacker now is guarding that guy, and, the help over the top didn't know where to help at.
He should have just been running with a white flag.
Well, how about if you're Jaden DeLore, you see that your eyes are probably the size of saucers, but you don't want to give that up if you're playing poker, right?
Yeah, and the same for the receiver, because it's easy for the quarterback to look off when he's saying the cadence. He can look off left or right, but as a receiver, your eyes is just big as a silver dollar. You're like, man, please hurry up, snap the ball, snap the ball.
Before they figure this out and call timeout.
Snap the ball.
See, but the key is going to be, what are they going to do this week? Because they're going to be keying on Cowan.
Yeah,
they're going to be kids. So
open up
are we going to go? Are we going to start slide the tight end underneath to get those guys to start thinking? That's what's going to happen. That's when they got to make that adjustment.
I give Fish a little credit. Today he used him to flare out and open up the middle, because Cowan went out, the defense went out and opened up the middle to give McMillan the pass over the middle right there. So I already see where he's going to be using those guys in some high lows.
And this is something that Jed had talked about. I'm not sure many other people picked up on it, but he said when we call the plays this year, we're going to call the plays to players' strength. I thought last year the play calling, because you didn't have the athletes. Let's be candid. You didn't have the athletes that you have this year. Last year, the play calling was frustrating at times, but I didn't know if he can open up his whole playbook. I think he can open up his playbook a little bit more this year.
Oh, yeah. He definitely does. He has a lot of options. There's a lot of options.
Because you know the play we didn't see today?
Yeah.
The boundary play.
Oh, yeah. The bubble.
Right?
Bubble.
Yeah, the bubble screen right there. We didn't see
Not
that.
one time.
Berry Hill.
Not one time.
Right.
One time.
Exactly.
One time, yeah.
Exactly. All right. So at this point of the ball game, it's hot. First game of the season. A lot of energy. But it's hot, and you started to see both teams fatigue pretty quick. I know it was almost 100 degrees, but it's a little bit more humid in San Diego, and for the Aztecs, they're not used to practicing and playing in weather like that. It was one of the hottest games ever in the history of San Diego State football, and you started to see guys tire a little bit. You started to see guys cramp up a little bit, and you started to see the minds wander a little bit, a couple mistakes here and there. Things started to get sloppy, and this is where I wanted to see again. Little adversity. How are the Cats going to react? Now, as San Diego State gets the ball back, they end up punting. Arizona has to punt as well, and Arizona ends up being back with Kyle Arthendorp on the back of the end zone. Mm-hmm. I thought, you know what, Jed, you're crazy. Let's just be crazy right now. Just give up a safety, because that was going to be a tough one. It ends up being the worst thing that could possibly happen, because the Cats didn't get the punt blocked. They actually kicked it into the guard who was sitting right in front of them, and San Diego State was able to fall on it for a touchdown.
Yeah, this is scary because San Diego State, they love to try to block punts. So this is a tough situation here.
Jordan Bird is deep, standing at the Arizona 46. So Ostendorp, tough spot here. He'll take the snap. And it is blocked in the end zone. The Aztecs fall on it. If they do, it's a touchdown. You got it, Lamont.
Yeah, that's a scary situation there.
Go ahead.
And that wasn't the punter's fault. I mean, that was that they didn't block it. Is that we blocked it. The up guy, he just had to understand that this was a shorter distance.
And the coaches need to understand it. The coaches should have reminded you on the sideline. When you're on the sideline, we all know that is a situation where you're in goal line protection and you're trying to get that kickoff quick. You remind everybody, because they had a different protection, because usually they have three guys. So they had one guy, but you should have reminded that guy, hey, cheat up. And get like a yard behind the line, center. Right? So you can just move over and be a help. But they didn't remind him right there. So I put that on coaching right
coaching.
there.
That's coaching and player. They should have known that.
All right, so after San Diego State falls with the ball to make it a 31-17 game, you're like, okay, all of a sudden the crowd's into it, the fans are into it. They're coming back from sitting in the concourse. Let's see if we can get back into this ball game. Arizona gets the ball. They end up going 3, having to punt the ball. And this is where you're going to see Is San Diego State finally going to play bully ball? But they weren't able to. Burmeister was knocked out of the ball game. They bring Haskell in. Haskell ends up leading them on a drive, but it only results in this field goal to make it 31-20.
And Browning looking for his second field goal of the day. Ball down, the kick is up, and it is good from 23 yards out.
So the San Diego State Aztecs trying to get back into this ball game, but this one is a thing of beauty, folks, a thing of beauty. Arizona gets the ball back after letting San Diego State feel like they're back in the ball game. They're down by 11. They're playing at home. This is the chance for them to impose their will on the Cats, but instead, guys, it was the Cats imposing their will on the Aztecs. Williams, 9-yard run. Williams, 13-yard run. San Diego State flag tacks on a little bit. Coleman with a 3-yard run. Then a 9-yard pass to Wiley. Then DJ Williams with a 9-yard run. DJ Williams with a 6-yard run. DJ Williams with a 7-yard run. DJ Williams with a 6-yard run. Wiley with the 1-yard run. Arizona has the ball in the end of the quarter. They're still leading. Wiley with a 3-yard run. Jaden DeLore with a 10-yard pass to T-Mac. Wiley with a 6-yard run. And then DJ Williams punches it in.
DeLore working out of the gun on 3rd down and 4 from the 10-yard line. Option pitch comes to Williams, looks to turn the corner, breaks the tackle. He's at the 5. He dives, and he is in. Touchdown, Arizona. DJ Williams.
Boy, he shows up burst that time around the corner, and what a great call by Arizona. Ran the speed option to the left to DJ Williams. Breaks a tackle, takes it into the end zone, and really grabs that momentum once again for Arizona.
Ooh, was that pretty?
Was absolutely pretty. Let's go to the captain. Let's go to our running back. Let's go to our short yard specialist. We saw Speedy Luke featured. We saw Michael Wiley featured. In the first quarter, I think 5 different running backs touched the football. You saw Jonah Coleman, the kid from Stockton, California. And then DJ Williams is the latest one to the party, the transfer from Florida State and Auburn coming in. He was trying to catch up with everybody else, but there was something about him when we saw him talk. He goes, I want the ball. I want to hit the ball. I want to hit people down to the goal line. I said, wait a minute, it sounds like I'm hearing Kelvin Efon talking. And you saw that right there, guys. Last year, we would scream and yell, run the ball right there. Arizona didn't panic because San Diego State's getting back in the ball game, Kelvin, and they gave the ball to him, and he carried the rock.
Yeah, no, they gave the ball to the running backs in that that last stance right there. I mean, and seeing the way DJ runs under his shoulder pads, he gets low. He really, running with force, bouncing off guys, and then just had a nose for that end zone right there. That was just exciting to see because when you have him running the ball downhill like that. You also had the other big kid, number 24. Was that Coleman? Jonah Coleman with just
Jonah Coleman.
Running downhill like that. And then you mix in with Wiley and Speedy Luke. Man, these guys got some combination. And I just thought Fish did a good job letting all these guys touch the peel, and getting a chance to show what they can bring to the table.
Yeah, and I think that, you're going to keep that running back room a little happy because everybody's getting a little touch. And all you need is just a little sip. That's that's all you really need. That's all just a little sip.
Okay, well, Scotty Graham said it when we talked to him during camp. He goes, we win as a room, we lose as a room. That room's got to be pretty happy with their performance today.
Yeah, and your number one job is closing. You have to close the deal. Your team is up. Those guys came out. Coach put the ball in their hands, and they closed the deal. You're happy as a group because together, 27. 27. Carries right there just in between the two leading carries and your two big backs for over 128 yards and a touch. I mean, hey, what better could you ask for right there?
Yeah, and that's the one I think that broke the back of San Diego State. Burmeister is already knocked out of the ball game. Arizona gets the ball next. They go 6 and out. 4 and out. San Diego gets the ball back. They go 4 and out for San Diego State. And then San Diego State gets the ball, guys, and they start a drive, and they start moving the ball down the field, but there's no sense of urgency. I figured at that point, you kind of look at them, they were spent. They were just kind of going through it. They're down by 18. They know they're not going to come back on the Cats. Quarterback knocked out. But I thought it was impressive because as they're starting to drive the ball down the field, our guys are a little tired. Our guys are a little worked over for the Arizona Wildcats. But Arizona's defense stands up at the very end. How about Parashan forcing the fumble? And the guy we talked about, you guys both talked about on the pregame show, Colby Cage with the recovery.
Chance Bell back in to run the ball, gets it left side, fumbles the ball. It is loose on the field. Who's going to pick it up? Big pile out there. Arizona says the Cats have got it. And the officials will agree. Arizona football forced the turnover. That might be it.
Hey, love Kobe Cage. He got that personal foul when he hit that guy.
Yeah, but I thought that was. I mean, he didn't hit him. He just kind of shoved him when the helmet came off.
His helmet was already off.
I know.
And you continued on and you hit him. So good call by the ref because you're trying to protect the guys. But what I liked about it, he's always around the ball.
Right. How many guys were having a team meeting at the ball carrier
today?
Yeah,
and the thing
that
is,
number 11 always was there.
And when we got up 18, they still were coming.
Yes.
Yeah. 48 and 11 kept showing up.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, it was like I really liked the intensity that they were doing, all the way to the end of the last second.
All right, and then Arizona finally puts it away. Here's Brian Jeffries with the final call of the ball game.
We're down to 25 seconds left. Arizona fans, I hope you can hear them in the opposite end of the field. Snap to Crum, hands it to Armstead. He gets out to about the 24. That will do it. The final 10 seconds going to tick off here at Snapdragon. Opening day. All Cats today. Arizona from the kickoff. And the Wildcats beat the Aztecs. A statement has been delivered to college football. The Cats are back. Arizona 38, San Diego State 20.
38-20, your final on CBS on national television. Arizona makes a statement, fellas. They go into Snapdragon Stadium. They avenge the loss from last year. They represent the pride of the Pacific 12 Conference, and they are now 1-0 to begin the season, Kelvin.
Yeah, 1-0, man. I mean, very excited for these guys because it just feels like everything that happened in the past is in the past, and these guys just have to, move forward. So being 1-0 right now for these guys is just very exciting because it gives you a chance to go into next week and a chance to be 2-0.
And a great recruiting film. Just a great recruiting film right there. Having guys watching, they're thinking, should I go to Arizona? Are they going to?
I can walk in there and play right now. Look at this.
And then they're going to say that they got some ballers over there. So
they got some dogs.
So I might want to be a part of that. So those guys are thinking about this. They're looking at Arizona. We're on national television. We're playing hard. We're playing hard-nosed. We're starting to play like the old. Like we had Bubba Gross on there today. Those guys, we played like dogs.
Bubba talked about it. OJ talked about it. Barrett Baker talked about it on our pregame show today, Kelvin.
Yeah, no, they all talked about it. And it's that when you played Arizona, you know you've been hit. You knew you've been in a fight. And to me, that's what it looked like. It looked like a bunch of guys out there playing for something bigger than themselves.
But it was a ball game where Arizona took on a physical team. Let's be candid. San Diego State is built on being a physical team, and they went toe-to-toe with them. They went blow for blow with them. There were some guys banged up on both sides of the ball. You knew once you got out of this game, when they're getting on the buses to go home, both teams are going to know they were in a brawl today.
Yeah, and that used to be what Arizona was. You knew you played them on Saturday night, and then Sunday morning you really felt it.
Yeah, absolutely. Arizona wins 38-20 over San Diego State. We'll take more of your telephone calls, 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. Guys, I'll get your telephone calls next. I'm Rich Herrera, Kelvin Efon, Glenn Howell. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
This is the Rich Herrera Radio Show. Now streaming on Facebook Live and YouTube at Wildcats 1290 and our website, wildcatsradio1290.com.
Terry crosses middle, handed to Matherin between the rings. Over for Creasa. Checked by Campbell. High screen from Koloko. Creasa around it, drives right. Throw it for Koloko, who slams it down for two. Lamb set. And the pitch to Susak, driven out towards right field. That is going to get down for a base hit and go all the way to the wall. Casagrande headed for third. They're going to wave him around. He's coming home, and the Wildcats have tied it up. Susak with an RBI double to right center. And we're still playing ball. Tied at 16 in the bottom of the 10th. Shot blocked by Koloko, who grabs it out of the air. Ahead to Dalen Terry, Arizona with the ball, minute 30 to go, and a 6-point lead. Juzang working right, drives to the bucket, put up, blocked by Koloko, grabbed by Larson. Arizona ball, 38 seconds left. For Bernard, goes right, blocked by Ballo, grabbed by Matherin. Arizona ball, 22 seconds left. Campbell down for the Bruins. Throw it out to Riley. He'll shoot the three. Blocked again by Koloko. Ballo grabs it. It's over. Championship to Tucson.
Hey, sports fans, it's Rich Herrera. Thank you so much for tuning into our stream. We'll be back in just a bit. Until then, how about some Arizona Wildcat highlights?
Fourth down and less than a yard. Trojans will go for it in a tie game. Slovis out of the shotgun. Step to his left. Step the handoff. Into the backfield and drop. No gain. Loss on the play. Cats take over.
That's a huge play by Arizona. Explosive play in the backfield that time.
Shot blocked by Koloko, who grabs it out of the air. Ahead to Dalen Terry. Arizona with the ball, minute 30 to go, and a 6-point lead. Juzang working right, drives to the bucket, put up, blocked by Koloko, grabbed by Larson. Arizona ball, 38 seconds left. For Bernard, goes right, blocked by Ballo, grabbed by Mathurin. Arizona ball, 22 seconds left. Campbell down for the Bruins. Throw it out to Riley. He'll shoot the three. Blocked again by Koloko. Ballo grabs it. It's over. Championship to Tucson. Dalen Terry quickly the other way. Out to Tabellas. Down the lane to throw it down with the left hand. Look out. The locomotive slams it home.
Hey, sports fans, it's Rich Herrera. Show will be back in just a little bit. Thanks for tuning into our stream. Until then, how about some great moments for the University of Arizona Wildcats?
Fourth down and 2, Arizona. Down 14-0. Wildcats on fourth down this year are 12 of 20. Offset backfield. Plummer to throw the ball, looking, throwing towards the back of the end zone, and it's caught. Touchdown, Arizona. Oh, did they need that? My goodness. Booby Curry had to leap in the air to take the ball over the top of the defender, and the Cats are on the field. ASU with the ball. Down by 11, so they have to go. Steal by Koloko. He's going to drive the other way and slam it home, and foul by Lawrence.
Why Lawrence contested the big man, Christian Koloko, with defensive steal and flush.
Lawrence picks up his third foul. Big guys love to play point guard. Koloko looked like what, driving down that was from mid-court. 3-point lead again for TCU. Down to 30 seconds left. Mathurin with the ball for the Wildcats. Mathurin around a Koloko screen, picked up by Lampkin. Go outside for Koloko. Feed it to Terry, right corner. Terry can't go baseline. Circles back out top to Mathurin. 10 to shoot. 16 left in the ballgame. Mathurin, 3 balls straight away. Good!
That's
We're tied.
Huge shot for Ben Mathurin in Arizona. Timeout TCU. This ball game is knotted up.
12.6 seconds to go. Ben Mathurin drains a deep 3 from straight away. He's got 24 points, and we're all even.
Hey, sports fans, this is Rich Herrera. Thanks so much for tuning into our stream. Back in just a bit. Until then, how about some
Wildcats Radio 1290. Brought to you by Meridian Wealth Management. Wealth well managed, life well lived. This is the home of the Arizona Wildcats. Wildcats Radio 1290.
All right, Rich Herrera with you, along with the captain, Kelvin Efon, and Glenn Howell. We'll get to the keys to the game in just a minute, but let's get to John's telephone call first. John, you've been waiting forever. Bear down. Welcome. You're on Wildcats Radio 1290.
Highlights to listen to. I haven't seen us play this solid in a long, long time, and we kicked their butt on both sides of the football. I haven't seen our team hit that hard in a long time. Like, we hit these guys hard today. And I haven't seen our offense be able to run the ball so effectively.
You have no idea. You have no idea what to say. You're such in shock. I could tell.
Well, so when he got here and he was going to run pro-style offense, I was like, oh boy, is he going to be able to get the players to do it? And when you get some playmakers on the field, this becomes a very difficult offense to stop. You know, you look at your Stanfords and your Utahs. They give teams fits. And we actually look like a team that could punch people in the mouth a little bit now. And to me, that's the coolest thing that I saw about today is that we smashed them on both sides of the football. We were able to run the ball effectively, which set up play action. And then you've got playmakers. You've got Cowling that can make plays. You've got Singer that can make plays. You've got McMillan that can make plays. You got the running backs that can catch balls out of the backfield. And then we only gave up 240 yards of offense. And, I mean, they got 14 of their points off of a fumble on the 30-yard line and us kicking it into our own player. I just can't tell you guys how proud I am of what I saw today. Like, that is Arizona football I remember. Just playing hard, fundamental. Really, as a big fan, all I ask from my team is that they play really hard and they play fundamental. And if they do that, win or lose, I can be proud of the effort. Today was one of those days where now, if they have less than 50,000 in the stands next week, I'm going to be really disappointed because we should turn out for this game with a chance to go 2-0 and show that. I mean, we're making progress. We're heading in a really, really good direction, I feel.
What was the thing that you saw that was the biggest eye opener for you? Was it the defense? Was it the physicality? Was it the speed? What was it?
To me, it was the ability to run the ball. And,
I think the commitment to run the ball as well.
But it was the ability to run the ball. We were getting 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 yards on our run. And then that set up having the ability to have a playmaker like Cowling you're going to double team him? All right, we'll find somebody else.
Right.
I just feel like watching Arizona football for the last 3-4 years, I didn't feel like it was very inspired. And watching this team today, it looked like they just came out with heart. Like they punched them in the. I haven't seen an Arizona team like be physical in a long time. And to me, that was probably my biggest takeaway from today. I thought that the O-line was physical. I thought that we were able to get in the backfield. We created problems for them. And I just can't tell you guys how proud I am. I mean, we played fundamentally. We don't know how many turnovers. We had, a couple penalties for the whole game?
Four.
I mean, to me, that tells me that they're well coached. And the effort today was just, it's the happiest I've been for U of A football in a long time.
You go out and celebrate tonight, John.
Yeah, I make a prediction here.
I don't know if anybody wants that.
I make a prediction here.
But, I'm curious, though, from like you guys that are former players, am I on, and what I'm saying, is that spot on, like with what you guys saw today?
All right, Glenn, go ahead.
I really like the physicality of what we showed today. We played with grit. We played with like a chip on our shoulders.
Yep.
That we had something to prove to somebody, and that's what we usually do as Wildcats when we go anywhere, because everybody always say underdog. We're never, on that top tier. So we're trying to get there. And my prediction is if Jaden DeLora, he doesn't get injured and he stays here for another 3 years, he'll be the top passer in Arizona history.
Yeah.
He will be.
He's something special.
I think he is something special because I like the way his demeanor is.
Yeah.
I like the way his command. I like the way he's telling guys on the field what's going on. And he's going through his progressions.
Yes.
When's the last time we had someone do that at that position?
Kelvin?
And what I love was that offensive line, man, when a lot of that run movement was coming from the center blocking down and the guard curling around and leading up in there for him. And it created a lot of movement and have athletic linemen, and just having the toughness to run the ball up in there. And Fish, I just thought, again, I'm going to say it again, this was the best game he's called.
Yeah,
and I will say this: having good players make you a lot better coach. They can make any, make some.
The quarterback, dude, that's what made him a better play caller because the quarterback could execute,
made the right reads.
He can
put the ball where it's supposed to be.
That's what it's about, execution. You can call all the plays. He probably could have said the same plays last year because I was texting you. I was saying that play wouldn't have been made if it wasn't DeLora.
Bingo. I think you're onto something right there. All right, let's get to our keys to the game and see how our predictions came out that we thought was going to happen before the ball game.
Were the Cats able to unlock the keys to the game? Let's look at our pregame keys to the game. They are brought to you by the Royal Automotive Group. Royal Automotive, the dealership that is different.
All right, fellas, let's get to the keys to the game. Who wants to go first? What were your keys for Arizona today, Mr. Howell?
My keys were play physical, run the ball, okay, and also we had to be good inside the 20. I'd say check. check. Check.
You're right.
All right, I'll take it. I like it. Kelvin, what did you have?
I said that in games like this, you have to the offensive line, the team have to watch out for penalties. I thought they did a great job with penalties. They didn't get a lot of dumb penalties that call back touchdowns and call back big plays. That didn't happen today. And the other thing I said was tackling. I said that the defensive linebackers and the DBs need to really tackle and do a great job tackling. And I thought 42 runs for 170. I'll take it.
How about C.Y.? How about the play of C.Y. today, Christian Young?
Oh yeah, man, tough, man, physical, just a guy playing like a outside linebacker.
Where's he from?
He's one of those Tejas boys.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought.
Hey, you know what? You see the way he was tackling too?
Oh yeah,
the way he was tackling. Because I was a strength coach for the Arizona rugby team for 8 years, and he was coming up because he wasn't coming with his head.
Right.
He was coming up.
Well, you mentioned that. Yeah.
And I think he's really become a really good tackler. I mean, that's what, because he was getting those in the backfield, coming up, and then he wasn't going, because usually when you see the older guys, they would come up with their face mask
like a missile
in their chest.
Right.
In their chest. Now they're going for 5 down, wrap, get underneath them. And it's just like that donut that they roll out. You see how they roll out that donut?
Even though it scares me as a back, because I think about guys getting on my legs.
Yeah.
And the knee injuries and different things that happen. They're definitely taking away the shots from the head, but they're not really thinking when they're talking about the knees and stuff. Ooh.
Yep.
But tough tackler, man.
And gritty too. That's the thing. That's what's gritty. Coming up and taking on linemen.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. All right, my keys to the game were takeaways. I needed a couple. We got them today, right?
Yeah, buddy.
We got them today. We got some picks. We got Parashan with that big strip. That was awesome for the Arizona Wildcats.
When's the last time we had 2 turnovers in a game?
I think it was the first time I lived in Tucson 20 years ago.
I know. Think about that.
It was when Larry Smith and I used to do this show, okay? That's how long it's been. What else did I have on mine? Jalen Harris setting the edge.
Yeah.
We got to talk about that because I thought the defensive line did an outstanding job against a huge San Diego State team.
Yeah, no, and he needed that. He needed that because, again, we're talking about confidence. That's a great confidence boost versus a very physical team that plays that brand of football. So for him to get started like that, that's going to have him carry on the confidence and be able to come out and be ready to perform versus a team like Mississippi State.
I wanted to see 11 hats in the football. I think I saw that today. But the one thing I wanted to see from your vantage point, Kelvin, you talked about it, keeping the linebackers free, allowing them to make plays. What did you see today on that front?
Well, I guarantee the linebackers were the leading tackles of the day. Number 11 and number 48 was everywhere.
12 and 6.
Hey, that's 18 tackles.
Yeah, that's what I asked for.
Hey, right
Jerry
there.
Roberts with 12 tackles, 6 of them solo.
Yeah.
Harris with 8 tackles, 4 of them solo. CY Christian Young 7 tackles, 4 of those solo, 1 for loss. Jackson Turner 7, Parashan 5, Colby Cage 4, Bars with 4. Bars had a good game.
The big fella.
Yeah. All in all, just outstanding. Hunter Eccles with 2 tackles, 1 for loss.
And that's what you want to hear. Multiple names contributing, not just one guy having all the tackles. Everybody was getting a piece. Everybody was getting in there, getting into the fight.
Yeah, 100%. All right, those are the keys to the game. Brought to you by the Royal Automotive Group.
Our keys to the game are brought to you by the Royal Automotive Group. Royal Automotive, the dealership that is different.
All right, we're almost done. We're going to wrap things up here. Are you pointing up at that score?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a fist fight down in the swamp. Florida taking on Utah. We already saw Oregon get pasted today by the Dogs in Georgia. Yeah. I was hoping they were going to come up and score an upset here. But Florida.
Look at that movement.
Florida is leading 14-13, just starting the second half of that one. But this is turning into a physical ball game.
Yeah, that's going to look like a brawl.
And that's a Utah right now. That's a Utah type game.
Yeah, that's what they want.
Florida usually like to be up 21-30. Right now, with it being close like that, it's going to make Florida start to get a little tight.
Yeah, exactly. Let's get Larry real quick on line 3. Larry, welcome. Bear down. You're on Wildcats Radio 1290 after Arizona wins today 38-20 over San Diego State. What's up?
Bear down. We're back. I'm excited. We had a great game.
Fellas, go ahead. I'll let you answer.
Oh, no. Hey, great game. I mean, that's what you want to see, coming out at the beginning of the year, being able to
awesome.
execute.
We killed it on both sides of the ball. Tucson's back. Arizona's back. Only person taking L's is you, Rich.
Okay. Thank you so much for the call. L's, maybe Z's a little bit later. I'm kind of tired.
I don't know what that was about.
That's what happens when you want to whatever.
Yeah, that's what you
know what? It's we've been on the air. We've been at this for about 12 hours now.
Yeah.
So people get a little punch drunk at this point. Give me your final thoughts.
Hey, I just think that, man, I'm not going to say that we're all the way back. I'm saying we're
because I thought that
climbing the hill.
I thought Larry was a little bit of a clown because back. No, you know what?
No.
But for the fans, get excited.
Yeah.
For the fans, get excited. Get ready to get back. Get ready to get back after it. Feel good about this. You can put on your Arizona gear, walk around with your head held high.
Yeah,
wearing Arizona football
fans,
gear.
Let's get out to the game on Saturday. Let's get at least 50. We can get 50. We can get some people out here. Let's get to the game and support these guys coming out. And this is going to be a great game to come and see. And I think that we just got to get some people out there and support it. Let's do it, Tucson. Don't wait. Let's not wait, Tucson.
We're going to be out at the ball, Kelvin, next week, beginning, I think it's an 8 o'clock start, so we'll get on the air with you about 3:30. We'll be out at the ball. There's a big concert beforehand, but we'll be doing the game out there, pregame out there. We'll broadcast them out there, and I already talked to Brother Johns. He's bringing us ribs.
Oh, my gosh.
I'm sorry. I didn't feed you guys today.
Oh.
No, I was all right.
Well, yeah, but most of the time, because you know what I would have got? I would have got the big breakfast burrito, and then you guys would have been bloated, then looking at me like, Herrera, we can't let you choose the food because you eat not as healthy as the two of you. That's why you still look like you could play.
A little bit. One or two plays.
One or two plays. One or two plays in there.
I could get a series.
You got a series? All right. Well, that's going to wrap up our first post-game show of the year. How about that? Arizona wins 38-20 over San Diego State. Don't forget, Kelvin will join me. Monday we have off, so we're going to have to figure out a day to get you back on this week for Arizona Insider. But we'll have Jed Fish's press conference tomorrow. On Monday at noon, and then the Jed Fish show 6:30 here on 1290 as well. So for JW Madden, JW, pretty good show tonight.
Right on, JW.
Hey, good job. You've been here all day. Appreciate all your help. And Kelvin Efon, the captain. Final thought?
Oh, man, just great game, guys. And I want the guys to come and enjoy it, and then, hey, turn the page and get ready for the next one.
All right. And
That's
Glenn
it.
Howell.
Go ahead and just get prepared to win. Prepare to win next week. I mean, clean up the small little things and get ready to play a great game on Saturday night.
And I'll tell you, I'll remind you the tickets. The ticket number is 621-CATS. Get your tickets. See us out there next Saturday. For all of us here at Wildcats Radio 1290, thank you so much for joining us. Once again, your final 38-20. Arizona beats San Diego State. They're 1-0 to start the season. This is the home of Arizona football. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Management pregame show is brought to you. This is the Rich Herrera Radio Show. Now streaming on Facebook Live and YouTube at Wildcats 1290. And our